Welcome back, you guys. I am so excited to get this eyebrow tutorial started for you, and I hope you're having a happy Saturday. So I'm just going to start off by showing you the 3 points that you mainly want to focus on when you are doing your brows. So it's really that part that's closest to the bridge of your nose, the arch, which is diagonally across your eye, and the point at the very end of the brow that goes off the corner of your eye. So as you can see, I'm lightly drawing out the base of my brow as well as the top and lightly shading in as I go along. I know from myself that I don't have a very high natural arch in my eyebrow, so I'm just going to create kind of a false arch, but make sure that it looks more natural and blends in with the rest of the brow, and then I'm just going to connect it to the end of the rest of what I've drawn. As you can see, when I started to get toward the front of the brow, I'm not bringing that line all the way down at first because you kind of want it to be a natural fade when you're doing your brow, or else you're going to get a very blocky effect. So I barely draw that line up top, and then I don't really fill in the brow as heavily in the front as you can see, and I kind of darken the rest of the brow, and this will give it so much more of a natural look, and it won't look like you've sharpied your eyebrows on. This is going to be my finished brow look on the right hand side, and as you can tell, that one looks way more put together than the one on the other side. This is just because I really personally like a sculpted brow look. Some people really like the natural look. I, however, don't really have naturally full and thick brows. Currently, I'm working to try to grow the hairs out a little bit, but I think it's just more of a genetic thing. I don't think I'll really ever have those thick, beautiful, natural brows that I've ever wanted, and this is a great substitute for me wanting to get my eyebrows tattooed just because it's obviously more cost effective. As you can see, I am copying the arch in the brow on the opposite side. It is really difficult to get two brows to look exactly the same. It's a saying that a lot of people that I know have told me that your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. I personally am a little bit of a perfectionist, so I will spend up to 30 minutes on my brows just trying to make sure that they look the same, because that's one of the most important aspects of my makeup that I personally care about. But don't stress it if it's not something that will look perfect right off the bat. You're going to want to take a spoolie now, and you're going to want to brush out your brows. This will also help to give it a more natural look because those harsh lines will be kind of faded back into the brow. And once you've done this, you can touch it up more. I'm going to go in with my go-to concealer and my flat top brush, and this is when I'm going to conceal the underneath parts of my brow as well as the tops. And this will help me to have a very clean and crisp brow look. Of course, this is not a natural brow look. I apologize if some of you guys are more into a natural brow than a more sculpted and crisp brow. This is just the way that I do it. You do not have to do it this way. But these are just tips that I have for people that are wanting to achieve a look like this, and this is just what I do every single day, and it gives me that perfect look that I want. One suggestion that I do have, this concealer is very light on my skin. It works perfectly under the brow because you're going to want that brow bone to be very light and illuminated. However, I should have chosen a color that was closer to my foundation that I had already applied, because you don't want like a ghost effect around your brows. So if you do use a concealer that is lighter than your foundation, you're really going to want to make sure that you blend that color into your foundation, or else you're going to get like a very weird white line in your foundation, and people are going to start looking at it really funny. I'm going to be taking my clear brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I personally do this because my eyebrow hairs get a little long sometimes and they typically won't lay down flat, so this is why I personally like to do that. Now that the brows are done, you can see that I'm going about my regular eyeshadow routine. This video wasn't really for the eyeshadow routine, but I just wanted to show you guys how I would go about doing it if I've already had a full face of makeup and I have done my brows, depending on which step I take first. So when I am doing my eyeshadow after having done my foundation already and my brows, you can tell that I've taken my translucent setting powder and I kind of put it underneath my eyes. This catches a lot of the fallout of the eyeshadow that I'm using, and that was mainly why I wanted to include this in the video, because later on you'll see the darker colors that I use will start to fall onto the powder underneath my eyes, and that catches a lot, and it will save you so much time, especially for those of you that like to do your foundation before you do your brows or your eyeshadow as well. So I'm not going to go heavily into detail on the colors that I'm using or the techniques that I'm using, because my other videos kind of go more into depth on that. But as you can see in this shot, I have a lot of glitter fallout on that powder, and please excuse the glitter mustache that I've given myself from all the glitter fallout, but this is a perfect example of how great it is to put that translucent powder underneath your eyes, because it will catch everything and it will leave you with a flawless eyeshadow and face. Now, as you can see, once I'm done, I'm taking a soft brush and I'm just wiping all of that away, and I don't have to worry about any of that eyeshadow making streaks on my face or discoloring, and that is a perfect reason as to why you want to do that. Although this part isn't really a part of my eyebrow routine, I did just want to show you that normally I would freehand my eyeliner on a day-to-day basis. I know in my other videos I did show you me doing my eyeshadow as well as my liner with tape. However, sometimes I don't really like that crisp line that the tape will give me for my eyeshadow. I kind of just like to blend it out by myself, but this is just a good way to do it. And don't be afraid if you mess up. Obviously I messed up here and I was a little frustrated, but you'll get it over time. After finishing putting on my lipstick as well as the rest of my eyeliner, I am now putting on mascara. In this tutorial I decided not to use false lashes just because it doesn't have to be an everyday thing. They do look nice, but there are ways to grow your eyelashes out on your own, and I will be sure to make a video on that as well. Now that my look is complete, I just need to do my hair and it is all set to go. As you can see that my eyebrows look very sculpted and much more natural, at least in my opinion. I don't really like a very natural brow, but this is a look that I love. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am so happy to come to you every Saturday with a little tidbit, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.